what role do visibility and representation play in retaining women in highly technical fields like chromatography?
So I think within this, one of it is networking and women being out there and just everybody, but everybody too, and forming those connections. I think during the virtual conference era, which we're slowly phasing out of, we lost those connections and those networks. And there's still people that I met, 20 years ago that I rely on and that I call. And I think that you need those networks for support. And those networks, whether they're inside your organization and outside, which I believe you should have both, are very fundamental of helping you grow and as a scientist and keeping your reputation and keeping you visible. And you want people to call on you just like you want to call on other people. So I think that it's very important for that. I also think in these very, very technical fields, it's important for us to remember that most of us probably have forgotten more about our techniques than the average person even knows. So you need to have confidence and you need to display that confidence within your network so that you become a trusted person and those that you trust so that you can have all of this support. Like, we're not here to do it alone. I mean, a big part of science is collaboration, and we need to keep collaborating and stay with that. It's your responsibility, and it's responsibility of every generation to, I know that I think Jen mentioned that, passing on the knowledge and those things. And I think that that's important that we teach those under us and we learn from those above us.
From the term of visibility and representation. So I think visibility is also like stemming from the sense that you don't feel isolated. Because when you feel visible, you feel like you belong in a certain setting, especially for women in science and, in analytical chemistry. I've seen it sometimes, it's in some settings it's a male dominated scenario, and so when you see other women that are being like technical leaders, like for example in industry, or they're the ones that are giving a keynote lecture at a conference, something, you feel like you belong in that arena. And also like it's more of like the representation is not just like a sense of like belonging, but also like it stabilizes because it's sending out a narrative to future generations that, hey, this is something that you can also do and participate in, and we belong in this group. Like, we're part of it and we're actually moving forward. So it actually, I think that both the visibility and the representation help to actually guarantee that we have others after us to kind of follow in that trajectory, and to make it feel more comfortable and more normalized in the sense of like we belong here.
Yes, I agree that on visibility and representation, it's so important. I mean, for myself, I've been really fortunate that I've had really fantastic networks and mentors of people that, men and women alike, and huge male advocates for women growing into their teams. But I do think that there's something especially resonant when you walk into a room and there's somebody that you, especially as a junior kind of scientist or junior person coming in, that you can really feel like that you can relate to, especially, when people can be a little bit more transparent with themselves and share where they came from to get there too. Because to the point that Paula made, I mean, if you have people there that are representing yourself, it just normalizes it. It normalizes that you belong there. It normalizes that, you know, that principal scientist, that VP, that leadership, that influence, technical excellence, all of that are attainable to you too.
Having that representation. And I think it allows people to see somebody like yourself and you can aspire to be in roles that they are in. It doesn't give you limitations. There's no reason why you can't be in these positions. I think I remember one of the first times I went to a conference and it was mind blowing seeing all of these people, but then seeing women being able to do the lectures and also be part of the panels and being able to discuss things and it not being odd that they're there. And so I think it's a really nice thing for people to be able to see and be represented by other people that look like them and sort of see that actually in my career, if I want to, I can get these sort of roles too.